Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Lavinia and I post beauty videos regarding makeup, skincare, skin positivity, and acne positivity as well. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love for you to join my channel by hitting the big red subscribe button. So today we are going to be talking about professional makeup artistry. As you can probably tell from the video, that is why I have all this makeup behind me. That is why I'm all done up today. So kind of surprise, I am working towards getting my professional makeup artist license and becoming a professional makeup artist, like certified professional makeup artist. I'm about 50% through my schoolwork and it's been an exciting journey because if you don't already know, I have been a self-taught makeup artist since 2014 when I started YouTube and started getting really into beauty. So I was just over 13 years old at the time, and now I'm 21. So it's been many years, over 7 years, that I've been practicing, you know, self-taught makeup artistry, and now I'm kind of, you know, getting into the world of professional makeup artistry, and I decided to get my professional makeup artist license. And the reason I decided to do that is not only to expand my knowledge in the makeup artist world, but also to learn more and be a professional makeup artist for those with acne prone and textured skin and scarring. So I've been struggling with hormonal and cystic acne for about like 6 to 7 years now. So it's been a long journey, and makeup has always kind of been something that I've really enjoyed and found like as a creative outlet. So I find a lot of the stuff we see out there online makeup wise is done on very smooth or pretty clear skin, and as someone with not so clear skin, it can be frustrating to not see your skin type represented. So I'm here to show you how I do makeup and how I will be doing more professional makeup on my acne prone skin. Now, to help me through all that, I have actually been taking my courses through the Online Makeup Academy. This is a legit school. They just are able to offer all the schooling you need makeup wise online, completely remote through this academy, but you do have a lot of support through this. You do have instructors that will be looking at your assignments, that will be walking you through step by step and getting you to that professional makeup artist stage through this course. So as I said, I'm about 50% through, but I wanted to sit down and share a little bit of my experience with the course so far, also show you guys one of the looks I learned in the course, and as well as my instructor feedback. So let's just get started.
Oh, you tell me stories, you tuck me in, and the second you leave, I call you right back to check for monsters in my streets.
So first off with the course, really easy to navigate. You have so many lessons, and it really walks you through everything from sanitation to how you should dress as a professional makeup artist, to starting off with supernatural looks and kind of taking you to more editorial or more glam TV type looks. So it really walks you through a lot of different things, even bridal makeup, how to perform on different skin types as well. And it's a really thorough course that's explained really nicely. And these are all taught through videos, but there's also text notes below every single lesson, which I really enjoyed because you can kind of go back and kind of see, okay, like this is what I learned in this, and kind of keep track of that while you are practicing. Now you do also have lessons every now and then, and this is where you will actually receive some instructor feedback. So a little bit ago I did a similar makeup look to this, which I will be showing you guys in a minute. This is their matte glamour makeup look that they showed, so I will be kind of walking through my own version of that on my acne and kind of textured skin. But I did do a similar look a while back, and I sent in my photos. Super easy, you just send them through your account there, and I got my instructor feedback. So let's listen to what she had to say.
Really like the color choice for the shimmers, the application of the colors, as well as the beautiful blending. Such a great blending in between the colors about the crease area, and I'm really happy with the liner. Such a nice and smooth application of the liner with a beautiful sharpening in the end, going into the point. So amazing. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Great job here. For the lipstick, so I definitely like the lipstick color choice, as well as the nice and clean application with the gloss over it. Your skin, so like you decided not to go for the full coverage. Definitely like I really like your skin. You know, if you're happy with it, this is great. Whatever, like it's all about the client consultation, right? So like you will be doing the makeup for them, so whatever makes them feel good. And yeah, like I really like the eyebrows and the rest of the makeup, and the fact that your skin is nice and matte, so that's important. I think you're ready to move on to the next assignment now, so thank you, bye for now.
Overall, pretty thorough feedback. She kind of touched on every single point on my face, my eyes, my lips, you know, know, and kind of gave her opinion on how I did, and I kind of got the green check mark to move on to the next lesson. So it's nice that you kind of get a checkpoint. You can kind of see, okay, how am I doing? You know, I feel like it might look good, but sometimes it's different to get someone else's perspective that has been in the field for a while. Now for me, it's a little different because I have been practicing makeup for so many years, so I'm very comfortable with it. But I think for a beginner, an intermediate, or even advanced learner, this course will have something for you to learn from and kind of just checkpoint your skills throughout it for sure with the instructor feedback. I got my feedback in like one day, which was super fast, so really interactive, and you can always reach out if you have any questions or anything like that. Now, I do have something really exciting to let you guys know about. I am actually teaming up with Online Makeup Academy to give you guys $100 off this course. Yes, $100 off this course. So make sure you stay till the end to figure out how to get that. But let's get into the makeup look first. So now that I've kind of given you an intro on the course, let's go ahead and show you how I completed this makeup look and how I went from my acne prone skin to a look that embraces my acne but still also makes me feel super glam and put together. So let's get to it. So let's get started on the makeup application. Here is what my skin is looking like before. As we can see, I have, you know, acne spots and scarring as well, and just a lot of texture overall. So we are going to be working on my skin type, which, as I said, I feel like is not always represented. So I'm going to show you how I've kind of learned through this course, as well as through my own experiences, to do professional makeup on acne and imperfect skin. So of course I want to prep the skin. This is so important. I'm going to be going in with a hydrating facial serum. This is from Vichy. It's the 89 Mineral Booster. Now this has hyaluronic acid in it, so it's really going to hydrate the skin. And I find with blemish prone skin, I want to really hydrate because it will just make the makeup apply so much better on the skin. And even though I'm going for a matte look today, it will still make the makeup application so much smoother. Going right on top of that, want to again keep with that hydration. So I'm using this Magic Day Cream from Charlotte Tilbury to smooth this on the skin. This acts as a really good like primer as well. It has a pretty nice grip to it. I also really enjoyed the Omega Water Cream for that kind of same application. And then of course we do want to apply a primer to make that makeup kind of adhere to the skin and to make it last all night long. I'm going to be using the Jane Iredale Smoothing Affair Primer. This is a mattifying primer, but it doesn't, you know, dry out the skin or anything like that. It's a really nice like milky consistency. So I'm just going to apply that all over, and of course I am working on myself today and clean my hands thoroughly before. And if I was working on a client, I would obviously do the same, and I would probably mostly be using like a brush or a sponge to do all these moisturization and prep stages. Now it's time for me to do some color correcting. This is definitely something that the course emphasizes on, so that you have a nicer kind of smoother appearance right away and don't have to build up with too many products. Because I want to be contracting the redness in my skin, I'm going to be using a green color corrector. This one is from XO Beauty. It's the High Fidelity Green Color Corrector. I'm going to be grabbing a little brush right here, taking some of the corrector off, and with this I'm going to be going on the skin, and I'm not going to be color correcting every single spot because I have a lot of them, but just the ones that are like super red. And then I'm going to be using my finger and using a small amount of product because I don't want my skin to look green obviously underneath this, but we're using the color corrector to just neutralize and tapping, and you can see really quickly that that redness is being diminished in the skin. For foundation today, I want to have that matte look, so I'm going to be using the When Life Gives You Lemons Niacinamide foundation. This one is really good for oil control because it has niacinamide in it, and it's very full coverage. So if you're wanting something more full coverage, this is definitely the way to go. I'm just going to use a foundation brush here and start in the center of my face like the course recommends, because this is where I want the most coverage. And I actually want to make this a little more liquidy, so I'm going to pump a little more of the foundation on the back of my hand, and I'm going to be mixing it with the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Serum. Now I'm gonna mix this to kind of get a mixed formula, and this is something else the course emphasizes, to always mix stuff to the client's needs. And for my skin right now, it's feeling a little dry today, so I'm gonna use this to kind of get more of that liquidy texture. And then I'm gonna take a beauty sponge and blend this out to the exterior of the face. Now, of course, I'm doing my own makeup here, so I'm using my own makeup sponge. But if I were to be doing makeup on somebody else, of course, I would be using a disposable sponge that I was just using on that one person. And then I can grab a little more product where I want to build up that coverage and apply over top. Of course, we want that green that we put down to be covered. And I'm not actually going for full coverage today. As you can see, I applied more product to the center of my face there. And then I kind of, you know, smoothed it out and blended it out to the exterior. And honestly, I'm going to let my acne kind of show through today because we're kind of going for acne representation in this video. So I'm going to be showing you this glam look, you know, with still with still high coverage, but still letting some of my spots kind of peek through. So now that we've done that foundation, I'm gonna go in with concealer. I don't like to use too much concealer, but I will, you know, use some just to brighten up the face a little bit. I'm going to use this Rare Beauty concealer in the shade 170W, and I'm applying a little bit on the eyes. I don't like to do like that full triangle type effect, but I will highlight a little bit. I'll even apply some on the outer corners like that, and then I'm just gonna highlight a little bit on that center of the face. And because I'm in front of a camera, you know, heavier makeup is sometimes needed a bit more for filming rather than typical makeup that is used, you know, from day to day. I don't usually do this high coverage. I would do something a little bit lighter for my everyday wear. But I'm going to use that same sponge and really blend out that concealer. Sometimes I even like to take my finger, and the course even recommended you can like use a finger just to kind of tap that and warm it into the skin so it doesn't crease as much. For my eyeshadow primer, I typically just like to use concealer because I have super dry eyelids, but if I wasn't working on myself, I would probably, you know, apply a little bit of a eyeshadow base for a client. I'm gonna kind of let this makeup sit a little bit on the face, and let's start on the eyes. I recently got this Natasha Denona My Dream palette, so I kind of want to play around with this because there's some really pretty shades in here. We're going for like a glam kind of neutral eye, so I'm gonna take the shade Nurture, and I'm going to just grab a little bit of this on a fluffy brush. Just start buffing this into my crease there, really blending this color throughout. Doing it on the other eye too. I sometimes do like a full eye, but the course kind of recommended that I do, you know, each step like from one eye to another just to make sure I'm consistent and I'm not forgetting steps, which can definitely be helpful in a professional setting. Sometimes when I'm filming these YouTube videos, it's easier for me to do one eye to save filming time, but that is when I'm just doing my own makeup. You definitely want to be consistent with that. Then I'm going to grab the shade Familia, and I'm going to start building this in the outer corner and then blending it up into the crease. Now, one trick is to grab a fluffy brush that is just clean. Use this to kind of blend away at the edges. Then I'm going to take a bit more of a flat brush. I'm going to grab the shade Aspiration, and I'm going to pat this down more on the lid and buff it out less, just using a flatter brush to concentrate that color a bit more, but of course still blending out the edges. Now time to add some glitter. I'm going to take a flat brush here, and these Natasha Denona shadows don't really need it, but I'm going to spray my brush with a little fixing spray. This is from Ilia, and I'm going to dip into the shade Spontaneous here. It's this beautiful gold, and I'm going to use this on the lid and kind of create like a sharper line. I don't want this to like blend into my crease. I want to keep the shimmer just on the lid. Then on the other side of the brush, I'm going to take a bit of the shade Thrill and Vision, kind of mix these two together. And I'm gonna tap this on the center of the lid. This is kind of like a duochrome shade. It has some green, some purple in there. It's really, really pretty. We want to mimic that same story on the lower lash line, so I'm going to be using the exact same shades, blending this really closely to the lashes, and then connecting it, going in with that darker shade, really just using all those same matte shades that I used on top, on the bottom for continuity. Now, of course, we can go in with that clean blending brush we had and just kind of go over all of it, make sure everything is thoroughly blended. And then, of course, you can take your kind of foundation or concealer brush you used kind of as your little magic eraser. I'm gonna grab my sponge, just pat that in. Now, these eyeshadows I used didn't fall out much, so I didn't have to bake under the eyes or anything like that, but you can definitely do so if your eyeshadows bleed a bit more. To finish off the eyes here, I'm going to grab the shade Invention and Spontaneous, the one I used on the lids. Plop that in the very center corner. I'm kind of doing my makeup in a funkier order today. I'm going to go ahead and powder the skin now. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Finish powder, and I'm going to actually grab a little bit of this on my sponge to kind of press right under the eyes to stop any creasing like right underneath. But then for the rest of the face, I'm going to just grab a big fluffy powder brush and just kind of dab this on. The foundation itself that we used was pretty matte already, so not too much extra powder needed, but just using a bit to set down the skin. Time to do some face sculpting. I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Collection, and I'm going to take this bronzer down here with a fluffy brush because I don't want to do too like harsh of contouring. Just use my brush to kind of draw out that 3 shape. Forehead a bit, right under the cheekbone. I'm going to take a smaller brush with a bit of the product and slightly contour the nose too. Then it's time for blush. I'm going to be using the shade Wildflower from that same palette. It's just a nice, you know, neutral pink. I'm using a little fluffy like duo fiber brush. I'm just going to whisk that onto the cheeks there. And like take a little bit onto the nose, the forehead as well, the chin. Just kind of go crazy with the blush. I do want to do a little bit of highlighter, nothing too crazy, but I'm going to take this highlighter from Fee. Just gonna grab a little bit of this and just tap it right on the cheekbones. Let's move on to eyebrows. I'm actually gonna first take a clear eyebrow gel to make sure there's no like powder within the brows. Then I'm going to be using a little brow kit. This is from Sister Cosmetics, and I'm going to take the dark brown shade in here, which best matches my eyebrows, and I'm going to use this to slightly fill in the brows. Nothing too dramatic. I don't want to do like too much. When I'm doing more like everyday makeup, I keep the brows a bit lighter too. Since we're doing more glam makeup, I kind of go in all directions too, just to make sure that they're filled out nicely and consistently. And then I'll take a little spoolie and brush that product through to really make sure that it's all blended out. And then I'm going to go back in with that brow gel just from Wet n Wild and kind of set those brows down. Moving back to the eyes, I do want to do a winged liner. I'm going to be using my NYX eyeliner right here, and I'm using this type of eyeliner because I'm doing my makeup on myself. You can also use a gel pot. So just outlining and then working in small movements to fill that wing in. You don't want to draw it in one go for sure. All right, now it's time to finish off the eyes with some mascara. I'm going to be going in with this Ico Lash Alert mascara. I don't feel like really doing falsies today, so I'm just going to kind of go from the very root, wiggle it all the way up. And of course, I'm using the actual mascara brush itself because I am doing my own makeup. time for the lips. I do want to do a nude lip today, so I'm going to take Milani 04 All Natural and line the lips with this. Then I'm going to take Natasha Denona, my Dream Lipstick in the shade Natasha. And I do feel like adding a gloss, so I'm going to take Milani Diamond Lip Gloss just in the center to brighten a nice glossy touch. Now, of course, we want this makeup look to last all night. I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Setting Spray. And there you have it, guys. Here is the final look. We have a very matte skin look that doesn't look lifeless. You know, it still has a little bit of that natural glow with it, but nothing like dewy. It's definitely a matte look. Pretty full coverage foundation, but my acne is still showing and I'm still embracing it. And we have a very glam look, you know, so a neutral eye but with glitter and a bold wing liner, a nice glossy lip. All together as a look, it looks really glam put together, but still really pretty and nice. And this is definitely a type of look I really like to do on my skin. I think it looks really beautiful, and I'm really happy I got to kind of incorporate some of the tips and tricks from myself over the years, but also from the Online Makeup Academy. So now that we've done the makeup look and you guys kind of saw how I use the course to create a look like this, and as I'm continuing to learn more of that professional makeup artist setting, I'm gonna kind of give you my final thoughts on the course itself. Price wise, you know, I think this is an investment. If you want to become a professional makeup artist, I would say this might be a great option for you instead of doing like in-person classes, especially if you're working other jobs. Like I work 3 jobs. I work full-time for a corporate company. I work full-time as a project engineer. I do content creation, and I also work part-time for another company. And I'm still in school for my degree, so there's no way that I could, you know, take the time and take time off to do a course like this in person for a year or 2 or however long it would take to become a professional makeup artist. But this way you can do the course completely at your own pace whenever you're free. I typically, you know, like to spend like an hour a day just going through some of the videos, and I've been able to complete 50% of the course so far, and I can do the rest of it kind of on my own time, so there's no pressure there, and that's what I really like. You can also go back and check on things, which is not really, you know, as available with an in-person class, and you have a really good connectivity with your instructor, so you can always reach out, get feedback, and kind of get assistance wherever you need. So you heard me right at the beginning of the video. I'm teaming up with Online Makeup Academy to give you guys $100 off the master course. This is so awesome, and if you guys are interested in this course, definitely take this deal up and save some money on the course, and you can use the link in my bio to do so. There you have it. Yes, I'm working towards becoming a professional makeup artist. I'm so excited, and I cannot wait to update you guys once I have completed the course completely, but we're at the halfway point right now, so I want to give you an update on my thoughts and how it is going for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and hopefully you will enjoy kind of seeing a future professional makeup artist that has acne and has texture and can kind of represent for that skin type. And that's really it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you do want to see more content from me, you can go check me out on Instagram and TikTok at Lavinia Rasanda for more daily content. And also, we have a Discord now for all of you skin positivity and acne warriors to join. I will have the link down below in my description. I would love to see you there in the community. Anyways, hope you're having a great day or night whenever you're watching. Remember to tell yourself something you love about your skin today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Oh, you tell me stories, you tuck me in, and the second you leave, I call you right back to check for monsters in my sheets.